Hello and welcome to Goddess Resurrection. My name is Britta and I am your host. And today we're talking about that the feminine energy is a state of being. And we'll be addressing what is the feminine energy and what is not the feminine energy, and why the state of being is so powerful, super powerful. But before we dive in, hello, my gorgeous sisters. Thank you for joining me here today. And let's go ahead and let's connect in the breath. Let's meet in the breath. Opening up into your feminine energy, opening up into your receptivity. And by the way, do please subscribe so that you'll be getting all of the wonderful videos to come. And also, I will be recording another video that I will release tomorrow. That's going to be about us practicing the state of beingness. So make sure you don't miss it. It'll be a wonderful practice for you to learn and really learn to integrate into your days. And so from here, enjoy the breath, connect into the breath, even as you are listening. Stay mindful of your breath. Nice, deep, slow in and exhales, letting yourself open to receiving through the feminine energy. The feminine energy is really the revolutionary act because it's like learning a new language, right? We are having to relearn the feminine energy, all of us, because it's not what we've learned. It's not what we've been taught. It's not what we've seen in the world through lifetimes, all of our lifetimes, pretty much, unless you were there with me right in the beginning when there was only goddess. But let's stay here and now. Everybody has been conditioned to be in their masculine energy, right? Thinking, scheduling, rushing, pushing, competing, forcing. I'm doing this because I'm coming from the left hemisphere. Think about the left hemisphere, the masculine energy, as the part that is the container. It's the physical, the earthly part to us playing human. Whereas the feminine energy, right hemisphere, right side of the brain, is the portal to our spiritual nature, our essence, our source selves, our soul, the light of our soul, part of who we are as we're connecting into the oneness, into infinity. Yes. So however you feel comfortable, whatever you relate your true self to, whatever you call it, we can call it essence or light, true self, soul, source, right? You are that. That's the real you. It's the true you. And it is through the feminine energy that we connect to our true selves, to the real us. So when we're thinking about the feminine energy, right, and the masculine energy, of course, they're both for a reason. Of course, we're here to use them both because we are infinite source, incarnate, playing human. So we need both, right? We are now ascending. Earth is ascending. We are purging, we are healing, we're clearing, we're illuminating. All of this is happening while we are in human form, which means the feminine energy truly is the ascension energy. Yes, we do need the masculine energy to think correctly, to act from the guidance of true self, inspired action, then acting it out using the masculine energy to do so, right? To take the right steps, to make the calls, send the emails, make the connections, right? Be in motion, but it is really the guidance now from the true self through the feminine energy that is meant to guide us individually and collectively into the new earth experience, into a higher light frequency embodiment, right? We're building our light bodies at this time by being connected into our feminine energy more and more deeply, more and more strongly, right? Because there's always deeper to go. So just as an example, think of it as the river, right? I love the metaphor of the river for the feminine energy, because the river, just like the feminine energy, is just flowing. Yes, the state of being is also connected to us being in the flow. So the river flows. The river flows over obstacles, around obstacles, under obstacles, and the river always finds its way, right? But the container for the river is the riverbed. So we could consider that the masculine energy. So the riverbed holds the flow in space, in the form of its flow. But sometimes the river spills over or finds or builds itself a new container, a new riverbed, or it branches out, right? Or sometimes it spills over. So the body, the container is always new with every lifetime, but the true self, us, is always the same. We just keep coming back into these containers. The river is endless, infinite in its nature. So are you, so are we in our essence. So therefore, now as we are ascending and we are embodying higher light frequencies, we are now here to play human very consciously as the light that we really are, right? So as the light that we really are, we now get to enjoy life. We now get to really experience it. We now get to be co-creators. We're now really here to be the infinite beings that we really are. But it's very important to understand that this is a deep relearning process. And just like I said earlier, it's like we're learning a new language. The state of being doesn't come natural to us. It doesn't. It takes practice because we have been so conditioned to be in the masculine energy. Even now, when we're working with the feminine energy, when we're focusing on being in the feminine energy, we get so easily distracted, right? Our thought patterns, our egos, our habits, our tendencies, the old wounding, everything is so strong, right? The trauma that's within us, the overthinking, the overscheduling, the overdoing, it all has that ability to still keep us in the masculine energy side and the masculine energy conditioning so strongly. And so it takes true practice, like learning a new language, to actually learn to be, to actually learn to stay in the feminine energy. And that's a good process, because as we are learning to be and stay in our feminine energy, we're also now being the vessels through which all of the old wounding and trauma is being purged out from all lifetimes, through all bodies, mentally, emotionally, energetically, physically. So it's a big process. It's very important not to get frustrated with yourself and to allow yourself your path, your journey. And so the feminine energy, through the masculine perception, through the masculine conditioning, has been viewed as weak or timid or not able to speak up or too emotional. So there are so many judgments on the feminine, right? Which is really just the female. Because the feminine energy itself is just an energy. It's just a portal. It is the energy that we now get to work with to connect with our true selves, right? So therefore, the feminine energy itself doesn't need any healing. It is just the females, the women or men that are here to really focus into their healing, into their ascension, that now need to relearn this. And eventually everybody will follow, because this ascension process will become all of Earth eventually, which is very exciting. We're all here to be in the new Earth together. But so the feminine energy is not passive. It is none of the old ways in which you may have thought of it. Very important. It's part of the relearning. What the feminine energy is now think of the qualities that are your true self. Think of the qualities that are your essence, your source self, your infinite, eternal being that you really are, playing human character. So what are the qualities of your eternal self, of your creator self? And please fill in the words for yourself, right? Fill it in for yourself. But so I'm just gonna just throw some out. So in your essence, as the infinite being, you are light. You are love, you are power, you are authority, you are strength, you are clarity, you are wisdom, you are joy, you are knowledge, you are all of the knowledge, all of the wisdom, all of the information of the cosmos and beyond. Yes, you are eternal, you are one with all that is. There is no such thing as fear. There is no such thing as lack or doubt or worry or limitation or scarcity or victim consciousness. None of that exists within your true self, within your light, within your creator self. So now imagine that you are in your feminine energy. And when you're really in your feminine energy, and I hope you are still breathing, when you are really in your feminine energy, you are actually connecting with your true self. There is no fear. There is no lack. There is no pressure. There is no impatience. There is no judgment. You are actually in connection with your true self. And the more time that you spend in your true self, the more time that you spend in your feminine energy, the more you are embodying your light, the more you are becoming this true self of you, fearless, powerful, authentic, clear, wise, fearless, strong, joyous, wise beyond measure. You'll know everything. And then from this place, you then get to really work with the masculine energy to manifest, to create, to express, to live this human character that you're here to play to the fullest. Because now all of a sudden you're becoming more and more limitless. Because what else are you when you are in your true self, when you are in your essence? You are infinite possibilities. You are everything. You are infinite possibilities. So all of a sudden, the more time that you are really staying in your inner connection, in your inside, everything makes sense. And everything is perfect because everything is a part of the process. Everything is a part of the journey. Nothing is personal any longer. You, the infinite you do not take anything personally. And so then from this place, you can really focus on the healing, the purging, right? Releasing and neutralizing the patterns, the thought patterns, the behaviors, the addictions, the tendencies, all of the wounding and the trauma, everything is now up for healing. Everything is now up for clearing and releasing. Any and all of the patterns, any and all of the energies that are not of your highest light are now yours to transform. Bring into alignment, right? Bring into wholeness, bring into the oneness, the union, into the illumination of the real you. And so this is an important process of this ascension, of your illumination. You've got to heal, right? You've got to continue to recognize when you're slipping into lower energy thinking, when you're slipping into disconnect and attachment to the outside, right? When you're slipping into the old stories. The more that you notice it, the more you pull yourself out using the breath, the easier it will be for you to identify what is not of your light and then to work on releasing it from your feminine energy. Because the feminine energy is also the healing energy. So from your feminine energy, yes, you will be able to heal it all and see it all very clearly with only observation, no judgment. And so this is why the state of being is so important. And this is also why the state of being is so powerful, because it connects you into your true self, into all of the powers that lie within, your gifts, your talents, your abilities, your guidance, knowing your path forward, knowing your purpose, your choices, your course of action, right? It now all wants to be received through the feminine energy from your true self, then using the masculine energy to put it into action. This is why the feminine energy does not need any healing. She's right there, always there, waiting for you. It is really the masculine energy, unfortunately, right? It's just the way it is. There is no judgment either way, but it is the way it is, that it's through the masculine energy, which is the conditioning, the thinking, right? The body, the way that we've been taught to live. It is through the masculine energy that the conditioning forms. Because the masculine energy, the left side of the brain, is subject to the ego. So this is why it is the masculine energy, which in and of itself is also just pure energy. The energy itself doesn't need healing. It is the patterns that have manifested from that external, from the ways of being, from the ways of what we've learned and taken in, that conditioned through the masculine energy that needs to heal. So we can become fresh and brand new, like a child being born, right? Bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, not having any fears, not having any anticipations of anything. Because children are so fearless, right? And then you hear parents on the playground, be careful, watch out, right? Because children are just like, la, 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 la. Everything is an adventure. Everything is exciting and new, and the curiosity of it all is because children are very naturally still in their feminine energy, right? Children are still very much in their connection to their true selves. That's why children have the ability to see, and then as we age, it closes off. Children have the ability to remember other lifetimes. And then as we grow older, it closes off, right? Because the conditioning, everything we're being taught, layers over our essence. But now, as we are during this ascension time here on earth that we're in now, the faster and higher frequencies of our light and the light support that are coming in are now helping us open, are now helping us awaken, are now helping us see more clearly and recognize more fully who we really are. And that's why the state of being is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful state. And I looked it up in the dictionary, right? What does it mean, the state of being? And in the dictionary, it describes the state to simply mean the quality of the experience of being, which is, of course, very true, because when we are in our feminine energy, the quality of experience is ease, flow, grace, understanding, compassion. Right? Through the feminine energy, we see everything so clearly. We feel and we know. Right? We can open our outer sensory to the energies, and we read energies and we feel where people are at, and we even read into situations. And so we're in this quality state of existence. And that's what the state of being really is. It is being in the feminine energy. And that is the ultimate goal. And that's why we're here. That's why I'm doing this podcast. It is part of my soul's mission to help this ascension process here on earth. And you are a part of it. We're all a part of it. Right? And especially the feminine energy, which has been suppressed, which has been judged, which has been avoided, right, for millennia, is that revolutionary act, because we have to relearn and practice and let go of the old perceptions and really come back into self, true self connection, and then practice staying there more and more often, more and more fluidly, as we are then beginning to interact with the world from this place, using the thoughts consciously, using the words that we're speaking consciously, using the choices and the actions that we're making consciously. Because remember, the ascended form is to be true self, staying in the inner connection, and then from here playing human very consciously, which will have us be in the experience of the new earth, right? This is the experience that we are now individually creating for ourselves by practicing being through the feminine energy, space, state. And then, of course, as we are all getting better at it, we are now connecting with others that are also in that state of beingness, that are also managing to stay in their feminine energy connection more and more often. Yes, so this is why the state of being is not a passive, not a weak, not a lost, not a head in the clouds kind of a state at all. When we're really truly in the state of being, we have to be so grounded. We're so, through the third eye, aware of our inner connection, using the breath, being so grounded, so present to the here and now, present to all thoughts, present to all choices, right? It's much harder. That's why it's like learning a new language. That's why it takes practice to be in this state of being. Because it's not la-di-da-di-da, not at all. It's the power of your true self. It's the authority of your being, your infinite creator self. Imagine the power that will come through you when you are staying connected in your feminine energy more and more frequently, more and more strongly, you begin to embody and really be the true you, infinite creator you. Yes? So it is the ascended form of existing. It is the way to be. The more you practice it, the easier it will become, the better it will feel, the easier it will be for you to integrate it into your life, into the times when you are working, or you're with coworkers, or with your boss, or you're an entrepreneur, you're making decisions, or you're with friends, or out and about, or with your children, or with your spouse, or with your family. Not that you need to announce it. It'll just be an authentically empowered space from which you are fully conscious of your thoughts, words, and actions, not letting yourself get pulled into triggers or knee-jerk reactions any longer. Because when you're in your feminine energy, when you are in your state of being, when you are in your inside, connected, grounded through the use of your breath, you notice, you feel it inside of yourself that when something gets you a little triggered, a little activated, you can breathe through it though. You breathe it loose because you're staying in your inner connection. You're not letting it pull you into the story anymore. You're not letting it pull you into the old energy of the wounding any longer, because you're right here, state of being right here. In your inner self, in your true self connection, able to catch it and breathe it loose, right? Just, sometimes you may need to excuse yourself and just, go outside and take a few breaths, or excuse yourself and go to the bathroom and take a few breaths. And that's okay too. Like we said, it takes practice. But basically, one more time, whatever you've learned about the feminine energy, state of beingness, or even the flow, really scrutinize that, really pay attention to, is it really of my essence, or is it masculine conditioning judgment, right? And then the state of being, right? Really understand that it's not passive, it's not la-di-da, it's not ungrounded, it's not weak. It is powerful beyond measure. Powerful beyond measure. The place from which you are here to co-create with your light, as the light, for the light, your new earth, and collectively the new earth experience as a whole. And it's all through the feminine energy. And that's why it's called the age of Aquarius. It's really the age of the goddess, right? It's really the age of the feminine returning, the goddess returning. She always returns to earth when it's time to transform big time. And so that's what we're all in, right? We're all in this process of this big transformation. And so please do subscribe. Remember, because I'm going to now record after this one, the video that I will be posting tomorrow, where we will be doing the breath practice and the practice into the state of being, into you being inside of yourself while you are learning and practicing to be present to life, right? No more eyes closed, it being a separate thing. No, we're bringing it into life, right? Okay, good. From here, thank you so much for your time, your presence, your energy here on this channel. And thank you so much for your light, for your beautiful light that you are anchoring here onto this earth. And from here, I am sending love and light blessings to you and yours. Hugs and kisses. Ciao for now.